before I even got there, I had friend requests. Some people are pesty. Some people have never worked with a woman.
If you do well physically as a woman, you get looked at differently. Do blokes ever have like a negative look at that, maybe because they might think, oh, she's only getting looked at that way because she's a woman?
Yeah, all the time. It's
Okay.
I don't think it will ever change. They are trying to change the stigma, and they are trying to change the negative output, but I don't think it ever will, because I don't know, it's been like it for time since before we were a thing.
Have they ever made anything easier, do you think? Has there ever been a time where, honestly, they've made things easier just because there's been females around?
No, they've actually, most of the time, make it harder. So the female, like for example, P Company is probably a good one to look at. They will, not saying all these stuff, but they will beast everyone else, so the female will give up. And then obviously, because it's men of war, they want to keep that image, so they make it a little bit more harder. Yeah.
Because I'm sure wasn't it quite recent? I don't say recently, I can't remember now, but there was a woman who did pass out, wasn't there? An officer, I think it wasn't at P Company.
Yeah,
it was like a big, huge deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, massive. She passed a couple of years ago. I think she's the only female to have passed it. It was an aspiration of mine, but now I'm not in a PID. There's no point, because you don't get the extra money. So I don't really want to risk that injury. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to really risk the injury because of future aspirations. It's not worth it.
Just want to clarify, her name was Rosie Wilde, first woman to pass All Arms P Company. There you go. I remember that. All I remember was that she was blonde. I don't know why I remember that. It must have clashed with the beret, but like
I think she was gingery blonde.
Okay.
Oh,
strawberry blonde.
Yeah, strawberry blonde. We don't want to get cancelled.
Strawberry blonde. Don't get cancelled. Yeah.
Absolute machine. So down to her.
I do actually remember now we talk about it, them saying how they were just kept making it harder and harder, hoping that she would fail.
She'd give up.
Yeah, and obviously she didn't. She just kept going, and then obviously the thing is, there probably was blokes who failed who probably normally wouldn't have failed if they didn't make it harder for her.
Yeah. But I think for a woman, we have, especially in situations like that, we're there kind of not necessarily to prove a point to everyone else, but we want to be there to prove that we are good enough. So for a bloke, it would just be like, yeah, you're fit enough, well done. For a woman, it's like, oh, let's see what you can do. And it's kind of a point to prove, isn't it? Yeah.
Just from fitness aside, how is it just like operating day to day as a woman? Because obviously when I was in, there was lots of maybe we'll go into it, but people always make comments, and if a woman turns up to a new unit, fucking everyone gets excited, and people start making comments straight away. They've already got people don't even know they are reputations and stuff. Really, friend requests? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, before you even rock up. So before my first unit in the engineers, before I even got there, I had friend requests. Some people are pesty. Some people have never worked with a woman, like the old school people, like the higher ranks in the engineers, especially because we are a minority. But I've dealt with it for my whole career, so it doesn't really bother me. I like the banter.
I think you got to
get amongst it, get involved, get the right mindset.
Thick-skinned attitude, I think that's the way forward, especially from the shitstorms that it caught. Because you're right, it's a very male-dominated cat badge engineers, and you literally if you're a woman and you look at another bloke, there's about 15,000 rumours which get sent round the entire corps.
Oh yeah. And you just go along with it, because at the end of the day, you know the truth. If things get made up, it's just like, I know that I'm innocent, so it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to let it interrupt my life, because there's bigger fish to fry at the end of the day. I think the RFT should change for a woman, because I see so many recruits here because it's 40 kilos, so it's like the max weight that you can do for some reason here, and they're struggling with the hips and like the time, and making that time on that 2k run with 25 kilos on their back. When we went through training, we had that progression, and we only did an AFT with 18 kilos, 20 kilos.
20 kilos.
So now you're adding 5 kilos on top of that, making them run, and therefore you're injuring. Like, women's hips are completely different to a man's hips. We are completely built differently. So I think in that aspect, the RFT should be changed, but the SCR, obviously, that's the other fitness test. I think it is good because it has that power force, but I think there should be a pass or fail, because at the end of the day, it's now an assessment. It's not a pass or fail test.
I've noticed it with the bag as well, the 110 kilo drag. I was on my PTI course. I know there was a few struggled on that because you got to do it a bit quicker, haven't you, on the PTI course compared to like normal?
Yeah, 60 seconds. I think.
Yeah, so it's obviously 110 kilos, which is a lot of weight to drag if you're smaller built. So
60 kilo trick. Yeah,
trying to do that. It's interesting, but I suppose it's part of the job, and it does make sense, like a casualty extraction, like the specificity behind it. But yeah, it's maybe there needs to be more emphasis on preparing people for it.
Exactly that, and I understand the specificity for it. Is that the right word? And I get that. Obviously, we're in a man's world, but if you compare the normal person and then a female, like the normal bloke and a female, the standards are completely different. We have to work a lot harder to even meet a normal person's standards, a normal man's standards, should I say. So yeah, it's a difficult one. And
you could argue as well, the whole future soldier, more digital soldier, they're trying to take it to the future. Like you could be losing some really good women who have like really good smarts upstairs who can help with this new future soldier stuff, but they're being let down because they can't carry a 110 kilo drag bag, even though when's the next time we're going to be boots in the ground? Probably not for a very, very, very long time, if in our lifetime. So it's potentially losing some good people.
Why play this whole thing about fight light as well?
Yeah, fight light.
That's all I've known. So my whole career I've been fight light.
Yeah. Fucking, that's a nightmare. That's a load of bollocks, isn't it? Fight light. Fucking hell. Where's these quad bikes they've been talking about?
I can't remember who it was, but someone actually posted like an infographic a while ago where it's like, actually, even though we've had this whole thing about, oh, don't worry, like with technology, we're going to be able to fight light, we're going to have all this load bearing, equipment, etc. But it's just like over time, from the fucking legionaries through World War II up until now, like things have just got heavier and heavier. It's going back. It's going somewhere. It's just going backwards.